got three people, including Big John Fury, the fighting man, when you've got him in the corner shouting and screaming at you, whilst you've got two other people giving you advice, that means you're listening to absolutely nobody. I thought that was terrible.
Carl Froch recently said that the recent defeat by Alexander Usyk was the fault of Tyson Fury's father, John Fury. John Fury called out Hall of Fame fighter Carl Froch prior to Fury vs. Usyk because he couldn't take the criticism any longer.
Bellew and Froch, what can I say about them guys? Come and meet me face to face. I'll eat Froch alive and I'll eat Bellew alive. And by the way, Bellew got his ass and...
Froch answered the call. He issued an extreme warning to John Fury for his arrogance. Take a peek.
Don't come anywhere near me, nowhere in the vicinity within my jab, or you will be getting ironed out. You'll be unconscious. You'll be snoring before you hit the floor. Big John.
Given the lengthy history between these two and the intriguing drama surrounding the Fury vs. Usyk contest, what did Carl Froch have to say about John Fury? If these two got into a fight, who would prevail? In this video, let's find out. John Fury and Carl Froch enjoy squabbling, so the Hall of Fame wasn't surprised by their latest controversy prior to the Fury against Usyk match. Before the match, the British boxer attacked Froch and again made fun of Tyson Fury, which made his father very angry.
Has a little pop every now and then.
Carl Froch is a bum, and he'll get what the little men get. Bush!
John, are you shocked by the amount of people that have gone against Tyson?
Froch did not remain quiet and forewarned John Fury not to play around with him. In addition, he took issue with the former kickboxing champion for setting up a scenario in which he headbutted a player for the United Kingdom. Froch stressed that this kind of behavior is inappropriate and that it would have had dire repercussions in other settings, especially in the US or the UK. He denounced Fury's obvious indulgence and his lack of responsibility. Froch also responded to what John Fury had said about him and Tony Bellew. John Fury had boasted about his skill as a bare-knuckle boxer, declared himself to be invincible, and made threats and disparaging remarks. Others disputed these assertions, pointing out that John Fury had not participated in a bare-knuckle bout in more than 10 years and that his professional boxing career was unimpressive. Froch admonished John Fury to avoid him and Bell, stating that if Fury tried to approach them, he would be knocked out and rendered unconscious prior to hitting the ground. Froch warned John Fury that his disruptive behavior would not end well and urged him to keep quiet and stay out of trouble. Froch added that although John Fury may have expressed regret for his acts, it did not seem genuine. Froch was especially critical of reporters who conducted interviews with Fury without questioning him or raising relevant issues, so giving him the freedom to threaten and make fun of others without being held to the appropriate standards. Given that he avoided drama during the fight, it seems like John Fury followed Froch's counsel. Nevertheless, Froch continued to make fun of old John and poked fun at him following both Fury's and the Gypsy King's defeats. Joe Egan and Carl Froch discussed their opinions on Tyson and John Fury and went over the fight.
He's unbeaten, no man born from his mother can beat him. He's been knocked down a peg or two and he's been humbled, so he's got a lot of work to do to correct that if the rematch...
It was acknowledged by both Froch and Egan that Tyson Fury might have passed his prime. Joe Egan highlighted that during his most recent battle with Usyk, Fury was only operating at 50% of his potential. Egan blamed poor management of distractions during training camp and inadequate preparation for Fury's underwhelming performance. He recounted incidents in which Fury broke camp for a variety of reasons that compromised his performance and physical condition. He added that Fury might not have the same motivation and desire as before, maybe as a result of his past successes and stable financial situation. Egan insisted that Fury might get back on track if he gave his training more dedication. He thought back to the fitter, more determined Fury of past battles, like the one against Deontay Wilder. Froch voiced doubts about Fury's capacity to regain his best form, pointing out that his most recent outings suggested a downturn. The contentious actions of John Fury were also extensively discussed. Egan related his personal history with John Fury, which included an instance in which Fury called him a false hard man and a fraud in front of Russell Crowe at a movie premiere. As a result, Egan called out John Fury for his antics and issued a bout challenge, something that Fury, in his opinion, has been avoiding. They called Fury's conduct weak and thuggish during the recent press conference, pointing out that he went after the tiniest person in the room rather than someone his own height. Egan questioned John Fury's bravery and moral character, demanding that he get up and face him in the ring. Froch was very outspoken about how John Fury was hurting Tyson's career, pointing out in particular how interfering with training camps and fights could be harmful. He called John Fury an empty vessel and hoped that Egan's challenge to resolve their disputes in public would be accepted. As the show came to a close, Froch and Egan acknowledged Tyson Fury's skill and achievements while emphasizing the importance of improved preparation and discipline. In a separate interview with TalkSport, they dutifully urged John Fury to demonstrate his bravery with deeds in order to underscore the significance of resolving personal problems. This time, Carl Froch reviewed the fight and attributed the Gypsy King's misfortunes to John Fury. No guy born of his mother can defeat him now that he is undefeated. He has been humbled and taken down a peg or two, so if a rematch takes place, he will have a lot of work to do to make up. Fury was outboxed by Usyk, according to Froch, who also noted that the bout picked up steam in the third or fourth round. He observed that although Fury had moments of brilliance, especially with his uppercuts and right hooks, he initially battled to be outmaneuvered by Usyk's head movement, footwork, and feints. Fury is always placed on the defensive by Usyk's skill and tactics, according to Froch. Fury's showboating throughout the battle was condemned by Froch, who said it caused him to be discovered and lose the fight, especially in the ninth round when Usyk was dominant. The ropes that kept Fury from being knocked out and the referee's intervention, he said, were crucial in keeping Fury in the fight. Although Froch respected Fury's spirit and effort, he thought Usyk deserved the victory, solidifying his place as this generation's best heavyweight. Despite Fury's stellar career, Froch acknowledged that his legacy might not be as great as he and his camp think. He emphasized that Fury has mainly defeated Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder, and that some of his weaker performances lately. In addition, Froch brought up Fury's anxious behavior prior to the fight and questioned whether Fury genuinely thought he could defeat Usyk in a rematch. Froch took issue with John Fury's position in Tyson's corner throughout the bout. He thought it was unprofessional for John Fury and other voices to be yelling directions at Tyson, causing him to become confused and lacking in direction. Froch maintained that a fighter's concentration and performance are negatively impacted by having several voices, particularly one as distracting as John Fury's. Froch also discussed how the general public views Tyson Fury and his entertainment, implying that many fans have been jaded by their actions, particularly John Fury's antics. He brought up the headbutt incident from the pre-fight press conference once more, which caused the people to see him negatively. Froch underlined that Tyson's legacy and support have not been impacted by the public's dislike of him or his team due to their rude actions and words. Michael Bisping responded to Tyson Fury's corner in a similar way. They get to return to the locker room after the fight, unwind, gather themselves, and take a shower before speaking with the media. Fighters don't have the same luxury because their upbringing involves a lot of testosterone and excitement. Speaking of Fury's post-loss trajectory, Bisping sketched a number of possible directions for the Gypsy King. He said that Fury had stated that he wanted to take a break and unwind. Along with spending time with his family, Rel goes on regular outings like taking his dog for walks and visiting the junkyard. This suggests that Fury needs time to relax following a grueling 7 months of physical and mental strain. Bisping pointed out that despite early discussions about a rematch in October, neither Fury nor Usyk appeared enthusiastic for one. After making many sacrifices for himself, Usyk also wants to be with his family and perhaps go back to Ukraine. In the event that Fury decides to stick with boxing, Bisping hinted that he might take on multiple opponents. He voiced doubts about a rematch's viability, pointing out that Usyk might have had a broken jaw. Fury's fight against fellow countryman Anthony Joshua is a much-anticipated but dangerous battle. Nonetheless, a loss to Joshua would lessen the likelihood of a rematch with Usyk. A rematch with Ngannou would be another lucrative contest. Considering how competitive their previous match was, this fight would be fantastic. In addition, Bisping recognized that Fury, who is 35 years old and has a strong track record and big money, would consider retiring. Fury hasn't got much left to demonstrate that retirement would let him spend more time with his family, but Bisping thinks Fury's tenacity would motivate him to pursue Usyk's retribution. During the bout, Bisping criticized the disorderly state of Fury's corner, pointing out that John Fury Tyson's father was being extremely loud and disruptive, yelling over Sugar Hill at the head trainer. Having a composed and well-organized corner is crucial, particularly in high-stakes bouts, as Bisping stressed. He clarified that a fighter requires correct evaluation of the fight's progress as well as advice that is straightforward and succinct. In mixed martial arts, Bisping talked from personal experience how important it is to have a well-organized corner with a distinct hierarchy of voices. He emphasized that having several voices that contradict each other might cause confusion and impair a fighter's performance. He added that Tyson Fury's assertion that he would have fought differently if he had realized he was losing may perhaps be used as justification. Although Fury's attempts at uppercuts and other offensive maneuvers suggested that he was trying to win the bout, Bisping argued that Fury's lack of a cohesive plan and unclear orders from his corner probably contributed to his defeat. Do you agree with Combat Sports World that John Fury had some responsibility for Fury's demise? Tell us in the comments below. All of that for now. Remember to subscribe to and like the channel. To ensure that you never miss any more videos like this, turn on the bell for the most recent notifications. We appreciate your time and we'll see you in the next video.